Dear future Enoch, if you're watching this however many years in the future, that means my attempts at preserving my own history have succeeded. Thus far. These days, it's easier than ever to create stuff, but the art of preserving it has seemingly been tossed to the wind, which has been a thought that has been troubling me lately. So first off, I have a lot of stuff. There's the usual documents, projects for school, projects for work, projects for myself, some important legal documents, some not as important legal documents, employment contracts, employee paperwork, pay statements, some crap. But the real kicker are my photos and videos because they tend to be larger and more numerous, and also quite priceless and irreplaceable. So they need to be backed up. And they're also things that you generally keep for a long time, so they need to be archived. I should probably explain the difference between a backup and an archive. A backup is a duplicate copy of working data, stuff that's actively in use, that you can restore in the event of loss or disaster. Backups are a form of insurance. They should be created as frequently as possible, and their goal is to minimize the amount of work that is lost. An archive is for long-term preservation of files that you're done with but need to keep for the record. They're expected to last a long time, are usually read-only, and are meant to be accessed infrequently, so they don't need to be very fast. Everything should be backed up, and if you're not backing up, you should. But not everything needs to be archived. For backups, I have a hard drive where my stuff is automatically backed up to throughout the day whenever I'm at home. And I pay for offsite cloud backup in case my house catches on fire. But backups don't last. If I die and don't pay my bills, my cloud backup gets deleted, and hard drives don't usually last more than a few years. I've been thinking of ways to archive my stuff for the long run. But digital archiving is one hell of a challenge. But while paper is paper, digital stuff seems to change every day. There are Blu-ray discs like M-Disc that claim archival storage of up to 100 years, or so they claim. But even if they last that long, there's no guarantee that anyone will be able to read a Blu-ray disc 100 years from now. In 1986, the BBC published the Doomsday Project, which is basically a modern-day Doomsday book, with a survey of the UK, published on Laserdisc and made viewable with an Acorn computer. Heard of Laserdisc? No? Exactly. It led to the awkward situation where the original Doomsday book, over 1,000 years old, was still perfectly legible, while something from the 1980s was on the verge of being unreadable. Because while you can just keep paper in a climate-controlled room and it'll be fine, digital archiving is a continuous process of keeping up with innovation. It's of constantly transferring them to new storage formats so they remain readable, of making constant backups just so they won't get lost. It's just so high maintenance. But hey, if this video is still accessible however many years in the future, that means it's all paid off. I hope. Future Enoch, I'll see you next week. And also however many years in the future.